All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope you are doing very well. If you can hear us, please drop it in the comments that you can hear us. That you can hear us. Please drop it in the comments. All right. We have over 100 participants on the call already. So it's important that we know that you can hear us. Yes, it's about to go down. Yes, I can feel the energy. Thank you. Active. Yes, we are up and active. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We warmly welcome you to the last session of this masterclass series for MTN ICT and business skills training. I think you should give yourself a round of applause because I mean, we've been together since January and you are still here. Your consistency is very, very, very commendable. So if you're excited that this is the last session for this masterclass, please let me see your excitement. Drop your happy emojis. And yes, I can see we are together. Thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, so this evening we are going to be wrapping this masterclass session up with two beautiful seasoned speakers. And we are going to be talking about unlocking business growth through access to information for MSMEs. You need to sit back and really listen to this session because it's going to be really, really, really interesting, insightful, and educative. So while I introduce our speakers, I know you can see their faces, but you don't know their name. So you need to hold on for me to read out their bio, and then you can now give them a round of applause once I am done with them. So our first speaker, Chimoge, is a senior big data analyst, certified by the Data Science Council of America, with over 5 years of experience delivering business solutions. She has extensive experience in AI driven solutions and workforce capacity building, delivering projects across the government and private sectors. She played a key role in the Pan-African AI Capacity Embedding Initiative with the Tony Blair Institute and designed the AI for Policy Actors training in partnership with GIZ. She has managed projects like the GoGo.org, supported by Deep Tech Training Initiative, AI-powered digital family planning counseling chatbot project in partnership with Gates Foundation and Tulane University, the Lagos State Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget end-to-end data analytics platform, sponsored by Gates Foundation as well, an end-to-end AI-powered analysis platform for the Federal University of Abeokuta, FUNAB, with a strong track record in AI, workforce, and solution development. She has trained organizations across industries, equipping them with the tools to harness AI for growth and efficiency. Now, who else should be taking this session if not Chimoge Soto? Please give Chimoge a round of applause as she commences our session. I need to see it. So yes, what a great CV. I'm sure that you are very, very, very motivated with that CV. Yes, they are already giving you a round of applause, Chimoge. So Chimoge, we are going to step aside now while you take the floor. Thank you.
All right, confirm you can hear me.
Yes, please, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Thank you so much, Ianu. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from this hour. I'm very, very excited to, be having this session with you. It's going to be an interesting session talking about, tools, information, data, AI, for small businesses. What do you need to know? AI is everywhere right now, and it's important that as a business, you are tapping into the capabilities of AI and know what AI, data, information in general can help you achieve. It's like a profile, right? Everywhere we talk about data, data is information, information is data, and data is used to train AI, which helps to make processes or businesses easier for us. I'm going to proceed to share my slide right now so that we can kick off. I hope you're excited and I want you to engage, ask questions, and make sure you pick whatever you think you need to pick at this point. I have some prompt questions as we are going on, and I want, if I ask you those prompt questions, please keep your honest answer. I know you can respond, type your honest answer on the chat, and we can discuss and have a wonderful session. So let me pull up this slide right now. Okay, I hope you can see my slide right now. And we are going to be talking about unlocking business growth through access to information. We look at tools, we look at data, we look at digital skills for, medium, small businesses or small businesses as a growing business. What are those skills that you need to have, as basic as it may be, considering the society that we live in today? So, okay, I'm going to move ahead and now, let's start with information. And this slide says it that information is power for your business. So information is the oxygen of the modern age. And what does this mean? I think we all know this. You can't act on what you don't know. And it's very important that as a business person, you are always seeking for information, because that's the only way you know what is trending, what is happening, how do you improve yourself, what is people in your business line doing. If you are not intentional about seeking information, you will always be behind. So information is power and information is data. And data is what we use to make informed decisions in our businesses. Now, if we look at some common challenges that MSMEs face, as a business owner, if you are not well equipped with what is happening around you, you are going to be limited with market visibility. Like I said, you're going to be limited with market visibility. You will not be able to understand what is happening around if you're not intentional in seeking information. If you're not an intentional person who likes to know what is happening, you are going to be limited in market visibility. Information helps you to, if you are not, very intentional about learning and about seeking information, you will be having poor financial tracking. And as a business owner, tracking your financials, tracking your financial dealing is very important, because I believe that every business is doing that business to make money and to make profit. Another one is informal decision making. Decision making is a very critical aspect of a business, because that is the stage you decide where your business will go, what you will do, what you need to do, what you have done, how it has impacted you, how you are going to improve it. All of them boils around decision making. And for you to actually make decision, you need information. And what can that information be? It can be information around your location. Is this business, this place I'm citing my business, is it favoring me? Where are my customers? Where are my competitors? What is happening in my line of business today? All these are information. All these are data. So information is anything that can give you insights about your business, about your dealings. That is information. By the time you begin to collect those information one after the other, point by point, indicator by indicator, we are now talking about data. You are gathering data, which we use and make decision making. Another one is low digital adoption. I know that from survey I've done in the past, I still find some businesses who are struggling with adopting digitalization, digitalizing their business in this 2026. And as a business, if you don't know what is trending, you won't even know what to digitize. A lot of businesses are running now on digital capacity, on technology. So which will help them to, save time, save costs, those manual things you do in your business, you begin to digitize them so that you have ample time as a human being, as the CEO, as the business owner, to think and do more productive things for your business. And all these things revolve around information. Oh, how are people automating receipts? How do people receive receipts now? How do people do transaction? How do people handle payments? How do people, because even now in a business, the smallest even aboki or the smallest a small business owner you will see, all the POS people, they all have is either they have a money point app or they have OPay app, which is helping them to collect money. No matter a small thing you are putting in your, as small automation you are putting in your business, that is digitalization. And when you are not informed on what is happening, you will be left behind. You won't be able to understand what is going on, and you're not improving, you are just static. So one quote here is that information is the oxygen of the modern age. You need to be informed. That means if now, as of today, as we are in this class, you are not intentional about looking for what is happening in your line of business, how you can improve your business with information. That is one thing I want you to take away from this first slide. So now, my prompt one: is there one decision you wish you had better information for? So there is something you've done in the past. So I want you to answer. Is there something you've done in the past, and after doing it, you now realize, oh, if I had known, this is how I would have done this for my business. If I had known that this exists, this is what I would have done for my business. So I want you to just put it down. What is that thing that you have done in the past? And after doing it, you found out a better way to do it, a cheaper way to achieve it. You have done it spending money, and you find out that, oh, there's even a better way to get this done without me spending a lot of money. Can you just reflect on that and just put it down? And just to give 30 seconds, 1 minute for everybody to put that down. And I'm not seeing the chat, but and if you can just maybe pick anyone, just read it out for me. Any one of the prompts, one decision you wish you had better information for before you even did that, before you implemented that process, before you did that action. And after that action, you were able to realize there's a better way for me to do it because you are now informed, right? So is there any key insight, any key response to this? Okay, I'm going to proceed.
I'm going
Now, what are
to
the,
okay. I'm
okay,
going to
okay.
try to add some comments. The comments
Mm,
are flowing. So okay, so someone said saving my customers' details on Google Sheets.
mm,
Someone said automating their businesses.
mm-hmm.
Someone said information is the oxygen of. So they're just saying different things altogether.
Great, great. So now, as a business owner, as a small business owner, you are starting up, what are the type of information you should be like intentional about? What do you need to be intentional about? It can be technical, it can be non-technical, but this is what you should be looking out for. Number one is market information. That's why it is number one on my list. Because you are there, you are in this business to make profit, to make money. So you need to know what is happening in the market, your customers, your competitors, trends. You need to understand this. Oh, so this business has evolved from this. People don't do this anymore. This is what customers are looking out for. And if you're able to know what customers in your business are looking out for, you're able to implement and change and adjust to that. If not, you will begin to lose customers. So market information is very important. And what falls under market information? You are very intentional about your customers. Where are they? Where are they situated? You are competitors might not, because sometimes competitors can be overwhelming, but it's very important to know who are your competitors and what are they doing, and then you understand the trends. Second one is operational information, because this is how you run that business. Yeah, you know your customer, you know your competitors, you know your trends. Then how do you run your business? And this is where we sometimes we spend a lot of time. Inventory, suppliers, processes. These are kind of information you need to understand. How do I make them easier for me? How do I start to automate my inventory? How do I automate email? So a lot of businesses are automating their email. Somebody pays now, you are immediately the person is paying, you are sending receipt to that person via email immediately, and all those things are done via automation. Your processes, oh, how do you put in a structure whereby your processes are easier for you as the owner of the business, so that you face the critical work, which is around thinking, because the thinking part of your business, you are the one that is going to do it. That time you are spending doing inventory, so doing processes, trying to do manual work, you are using it to think and sit down and strategize on how to take your business to the next level. Why digital tools help you and handle other things. Financial information, very important. You need to track your cash flow, your pricing, your profitability. You have to understand all these things to know when you are losing and when you are selling, and when your market is balanced. You know that when your market is not overpriced, because if you are in a business where there's a lot of competition and you have overpriced, your own is overpriced, of course people will go for the cheaper one. But of course, another thing is that you carve your niche, know your market target. Sometimes market is not about price. Sometimes it's branding. There are some people that, because of your branding, because you offer premium, no matter what you sell it, they will buy anyways. So you're able to, you know, track your financial information. The next one is regulatory information. It is very important right now that we're in Nigeria. Tax this, tax that, taxing that. There's a lot of regulations going on around now. And if you are following up the trend and the news, you know that the Nigerian government now is trying to devise way that everybody is going to pay tax. As a business owner, do you fully understand the implication of all this tax policy that is coming out in Nigeria now, and how it's going to affect your business? Oh, this tax is this one, that one is that one. Do you understand it? How does it play into your pricing? How does it play into your business? Even when you buy, when you sell, how does this information affect you? So if as a business owner today you don't understand all these tax laws that Nigeria is pushing out now, I think it's something you need to go back, sit down and understand them, so that when government is taxing you, you know where your tax is going to and how you can recover it back. Licenses, compliance, there's a lot of compliance body that regulate the businesses, the CACs and all that. You need to understand their processes, so that somebody does not just come for your business, you don't even understand why they are coming for you, and that information is there for you to grasp, but you have not taken time to actually know what it is. Then digital information, which is where we are today. The world is digitalized, even going beyond, I don't know whether to say it's going beyond digital. There is now a lot of online presence. You're a business person, you are not online. What do you mean? You're a business person, you are not online, you are not tracking your analytics. You don't even need to be a data analyst, you don't need to be a data scientist, you don't need to be a business intelligence, but you need to be able to analyze your simple income. You need to be able to understand simple data in a table and be able to translate that data as a business owner. Your customer data, can you interpret your customer data? Can you be able to read feedback, understand what is happening, the data you are collecting in your business? And if you are not collecting data, if you don't collect data, you will not have any insights. Let's say now that you are selling in a particular location, but because you are not even collecting the data, how would you know that you are selling more in that particular location for you to put more intervention there, since that is where more of your customers are? So These are the type of, there are so many other informations, but these are the ones I feel that if you are not following, you are not tracking them today, you need to start tracking them. Your market information, your operational information, your financial information, regulations, and then digital information. So now, let's go to the next one and even talk about technology. Because no matter every information you gather, we are now in a big digitized and technology world. All of them are going to sit on top of technology. If you want to use AI, you want to automate, that is where technology comes in. So technology is like a new growth multiplier. It saves your time, it saves you costs, growth achieved. I believe everybody knows this. But there are some insights. So 8 businesses surveyed, right? So there's something they call average AI maturity score. There's a lot of everybody is using the AI buzzword. AI this, AI that, AI can do this, AI can do that. You as a business owner and the current business that you are doing, what is AI doing for you? What is AI to you? What is AI to you? What is your AI maturity score? How well can you use AI? Is it just prompting that you are using AI to do? Or is it video generation that you are using AI to do? Or are you using AI to, are you automating your customer interaction using AI? So what is your AI maturity score? So from the survey, 87% is already adopting AI. Everybody is adopting AI. AI is everywhere, but only 55% have a strong understanding of what AI actually is, right? Now, we talk about data management. Data is used to train AI, and that's what I've been saying. If you have not been collecting data for your business, I think that is what you need to start doing now. You can even start small as using if it's Google form that you can start with, you can start with that. Or if you have a website, you integrate a feature in your website that anybody that visits your website, or you have a website where people order stuff, anybody that visits your website must have data collected, or you must have the person collecting one data or the other from that person. Now, I don't want to bore us with this. Adoption versus understanding. We're talking about readiness gap, and we're talking about readiness of technology. So here, businesses are running with technology faster than you can sustain it. The challenge isn't the access, but the absorption. And there are 3 key gaps when it comes to businesses using technology. So we have technology familiarity, we have the tool confidence, and we have technology embedding. And we are going to be breaking this down, right? Technology familiarity is how well are you familiar with using technology? Tool confidence. Now, tools power technology. There are different kinds of tools. And then how do you embed that technology into your business? So these are the 3 things. There's technology. How familiar are you with technology as it relates to your own business? There is tool confidence. So in your own business, what are those tools that are needed in your business? And how confident are you in using them? And then how do you embed those tools to your business? So it talks about the readiness, there's adoption, there's understanding. I'm adopting this. Do I understand this? So why I'm spending time to talk about this is there is a lot of people that knows about technology, but what they need to do or how to properly use it, they still don't understand that. And I know that most of us there know how to use our own technology, right? Now, what does it mean to be technology ready? So technology ready is that you are digitally fluent, you're able to automate your repetitive tasks, you are data driven. When you say I'm technology ready, how do you check yourself? Oh, this my business, is it technology ready? How do you check yourself? You are data driven. I've been thinking of how to start collecting data from my business. Then that is 1, check. 2, I'm digitally fluent. So I have made up my mind that I will start automating my tasks. I'm no longer doubting, oh, if I use this tool, There might be security, security breach. There might be, cyber security. So you are beginning to be digitally fluent. You are beginning to change your mindset about the use of digital tools. Then you are thinking of AI, which is everywhere. You are being AI empowered, whether you are leveraging low cost AI tools or practical tools. There's a lot of AI tools that help businesses today. You are beginning to think and research about them, which still boils us to information. You are people prepared. So it's not about you have this data, you are digitally fluent, you are AI powered. What of those working with you? How are you also carrying them along? Remember, if you're in a business where you have staff and you want your staff to be optimal the way you are, what you know, they need to know as well. So I have prompt two, and my prompt two says, assess your organization's current digital maturity. So as an organization today, what is your digital maturity? Are you still at the traditional stage? That means, you are still a manual person. Are you transitioning? Oh, I'm already moving from manual and I'm moving to automation to automate my business processes. Or are you completely digitally integrated? If you are not, if you are, what is driving you? If you are not, what is blocking you? So I want to get, please drop on the chat, what is your own stage? Are you still at the traditional stage? So you are still manually doing a lot of things. Or you are, transitioning, you are in the process, you have started automating some things. Or you are fully there, fully digital, automating. So you've already automated most of the important processes you need in your business to give you time to grow and all that. So I'm going to give 1 minute again for people to, drop where they are. Do we have some entries coming in?
So let's drop our current stage. Are you at the traditional stage? Okay, so some people said transitioning, I'm going digital pro max. I'm in transitioning stage. Yes, digital stage, transitioning, growth. Okay, transitioning, fully digital. Just started transitioning, digital automation stage, digital stage ma, digital
Great.
world. Yeah.
Exactly. Great. This is
Practical
so
automation.
I'm just very glad that a lot of people are there at the digital
Yeah.
stage. Please don't be left behind. It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just, summarizing the characteristics of a digital ready business. You have to be data driven culture, you have strong digital foundation, you have clear strategy. Technology and digitalization needs strategy so that you don't go and be spending money on what you don't need. Technology is not cheap as well. We know that there are some things that are not cheap, especially when you want to use paid services. It costs money. So you need to have a strategy on what works for you and what you don't. So you know what you need and what you don't need, right? Talent and skills, you should be able to adapt because technology is scaling. And as technology is scaling, you should be able to scale along technology. So this is summarizing the characteristics of a digital ready business, right? Now, so what are some digital skills? Well, no matter as basic as it may be, number one, you need basic digital literacy. At least from this class, I know that a lot of people that in this class have this digital literacy, and it's very, very important. Two is as basic as even using smartphone for business. I think smartphone is the number one tool most businesses use now, no matter how small what it is that you are using it to do. Smartphone, because whatever you are going to be doing, no matter the automation you are going to be doing, you can even start from your smartphone. Another one you need is data interpretation. You don't, like I said before, you don't need to be a data scientist, you don't need to be a data analyst, but you should be able to interpret your business data. If you cannot interpret, you get somebody that can interpret it for you because that is how you make decision. Please do not make decision without data. Online communication and marketing is very important because of the digital space, the landscape that we are in now. Online communication and marketing is a very core skill every business needs to have. oh, I'm social media shy. I don't like to be on social media. I don't like to be seen or be doing this. That is no longer the term for any business now. You need to be you need to be online, you need to be visible online, you need to tap into all the social media capabilities gives to businesses today. So it's a very important core skill that every business have. Aside your operations, automating your operations, your skills, your online, being able to do things online is very important because that is where businesses are seen right now. If you're not online, nobody is going to see you, right? Now let's look for some practical tools. There is a lot of tools today, a lot of them which you can use to automate a lot of work. So some of them here are free. Some of them give you free platform to some certain level. Some of them you need to pay for, determining the scale you want to go. Let's start with operations. There is Microsoft Copilot, which is very, very good with automation, especially when you want to be doing email automation. Microsoft will help you with that. There is Zoho. Zoho is for management, project management. Zoho helps you to manage your projects so that you can have time to do other things. There is Notion AI. So there's a lot of them, but these are very, very popular ones that when you research about them online, you get to see how they are used. There is Zapier. I didn't put it here. Zapier is another very popular tool for automation. So there's Microsoft Copilot, there is Zoho, there is Notion AI, there is Zapier. They help you to automate routine tasks, even things as easy as automating your receipts, automating your emails, setting up notifications, setting up setting up targets. So you want to send out emails, you want to send out reminders to your customers. These tools will help you and do that and automate that. You just need to set it up. Once you set it up, it is good to go. You begin to use them. There are tools for marketing, sales, and customer insight. Tools that when you go to it, they can give you customer insight. There's a lot of them. A very important one is HubSpot AI. Another one is Seamless. Another one is Google. There's Google Analytics, which if you have a website, make sure your website has integration with Google Analytics because it's going to tell you people visiting your website. It's going to give you analytics on how people are coming to your website, how people are converting, how you are converting leads in your website. So there is Jasper, HubSpot AI, Seamless, Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp Business. These are tools for your marketing, for your sales, for your customer insight. And most of them are free. I mean, you can access them free, or they usually have beginner packages until maybe when you're now going more wider, you are going to that enterprise level. That's when you will pay, but most of the times they have beginner packages that you can actually use. For online visibility, there is Google Business Profile. I don't want to believe there is any business person that does not have a Google Business Profile. Any person that is a business person, you need to have a Google Business Profile because Google Business Profile makes you searchable online. When you want, sometimes when I want to buy something, I don't even know where they are selling it. The first thing I go is I just go to Google, type that product, and everybody that has their businesses registered under that product on Google Business Profile begins to show up. I will now start reading reviews, reading and know who has what I want. I can now maybe go and trace that person on Instagram and start my engagement and buy. So every business needs visibility online. Google Business Profile is very important. And what I mean by social media platform, we already know our Facebook, the Instagram, the TikToks, and then another one is e-commerce, Gigi, Jumia, and Konga. These are very, very common ones, which make your businesses searchable and very visible. For every business, your number one core is to make sure that you are seen. That's how people know you exist and be able to patronize you. Now, there's customer service. When you think of customer service, you think of, conversational. How do I automate right now? If you go to most websites, they're already integrating a chatbot on their website. Somebody comes to your website and a chatbot is telling the person, hi, what can I do for you today? So that is customer service. You think about chatbots, and there are so many tools that you can use and build a chatbot you can easily integrate on your website. There is Tidio, there is ChatGPT bots, there is Land bots. Maybe before we share this slide, and I'll update more tools here. Tidio, ChatGPT bot, there is Land bot, there is Chatfuel, a lot of good tools that are beginner friendly, right? Very beginner friendly. They've already designed it in such a way that all you need to give it is prompts. You give it a prompt and it builds the chatbot for you. So using your prompt, it kind of develops the chatbot that might work for your business. They are usually beginner friendly. So it's very important. What that chatbot does is, in your absence, somebody is responding to basic questions about your business, even when you are not there. When you now come back, you can look at the list of everybody that reached out to you or everybody that your chatbot responded to today. And you can do a follow back with them. You can do a follow up with them if you want to. Or if from even the chatbot, you understand what your customers are even requesting for, right? So it's also a source of data collection. So like I said, it's a 247 multilingual support. It's your support in your absence. So, and chatbots, you think about UBA Leo, that's also a chatbot that is now helping UBA to, you don't need to call any customer support. You go to Leo and the chatbot helps you to get your transaction done. So we talk about production. So you want to, you want to innovate. There is this one is usually for design. You are designing something for your business. Talk about Canva, talk about Figma AI, you talk about Midjourney. And the good thing is that all these tools are now has AI integration on them. All you need is prompts. And that's where the idea of prompt engineering comes in. As a business owner, one skill you also need is idea of prompt engineering, because what technology is doing now is that they have tools, but they understand that it's not everybody has that technical capacity to use that tool. So everybody is implementing AI into their tools in such a way that once you come to the platform, you prompt those tools and they're able to do what you want to do. As far as you write a very good prompt, they're able to respond to you. So my prompt 3, what one process will you digitize? So maybe it may be your own process, your own pain. The process you want to digitize is not even here. So maybe, but can I have that one process that you feel like you want to digitize? So one process will you digitize or automate this quarter? So after this class, you're beginning to think, okay, I'm going to digitize this. You look up the tools that can help you do that, or I have given you any tool you can go and research to start digitizing. So what process would you digitize or automate this quarter? And which tool will you test first? So amongst all the tools available, which one will you test? Or is there one you're already using? Can you drop it on the chat so that I get to know about them as well?
All
Okay.
right, share with us some of the tools that you've been using before Anu comes up. Let's share with us. Okay, someone said QuickBooks. Someone said ChatGPT. Yeah. Someone said QuickBooks, ChatGPT, AutoHAD creation,
Mm-hmm.
Zapier. Yes, they were taught Zapier in class.
Yeah.
Someone is
Yeah.
saying Canva
That's for
AI. They
automation.
also taught Google
Yeah.
Gemini.
Yeah.
Right. They also learned um what's it called, Canva AI in class.
Mm.
DeepSeek, WhatsApp
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Grok,
Great. Great. We are,
Zapier,
yeah.
Canva,
Yeah.
ChatGPT, and the rest of it. That's what they keep saying. Gemini, Grammarly. Someone just mentioned Grammarly too.
Of course, fear writer, that's a very important tool for someone
Yeah.
that is always writing content. It's a very important AI tool for you. Okay, so just before I round up, let's just talk about smart technology investment. Now, I said before, or some of these tools, as your business is progressing, you at some point you will need to have if you have been using a free service, you get to some point that you need to pay for it, right? So there's a lot of these tools. And one trap that businesses fall in is they subscribe for this, subscribe for that, subscribe for another one. At the end, you have your money, you are spending money in every tool. So before you make investment in every tool, you need to understand first, understand your problem, your goal. So business alignment and need. What is first of all your business need, which is what are you trying to automate? What is the financial value of the tool you want to use and automate? So not because maybe this one is trending, because it's trending, you go and jump in there when it might not be the tool that you need. So why there are so many tools, why we are encouraging people to start automating, is important that you have smart technology investment, and that requires make sure your business is aligned with the tool you are trying to use or the information you are gathering. Check the financial value, check your return on investment with the tool you are trying to implement. Usability, integration, and scalability. You already have a process. Make sure that that tool will amplify your process and not come and scatter it. Read reviews, know what that tool is about, check those that it has been serving and the kind of impact they got from it. Think about change, that's talking about adoption, skill. Make sure you train your staff. If you're a business that have staff and you're trying to introduce a new tool to the business, your staff needs to know how to use it. Also think about risks and evaluation. Please do not use any tool without proper review and evaluation of those tools to make sure that you're not bringing problem into your business instead of the one that is going to solve that business for you. So these are the steps before you don't go and be subscribing to every platform you see because it's trending. Check the the alignment of your business with that platform and what that platform can offer you. Especially look for platform that can offer you multiple impact. With one platform, I can do so many things. I think that is the way to go, right? And the same thing here, smart technology. If you're a small business, what kind of technology investment should you be looking at? If you're a medium-sized business, what kind of tools should you also be looking at? If your business is large at this point, what kind of tool should you be looking at? So as a small business, maybe your own automation can even be making sure that you have fast connect. You've started collecting data. That could be where your automation will start. You are collecting data on your business. You are using the basic generative AI tools that can, you know how to prompt, and you start with free platform. I think free platform can serve your business at this point. By the time you go to medium-sized business, you think about data management platform. By then, you're already having more data. So you begin to think how to be saving all those data, right? Cloud-based tools, CRMs, having customer relation management tools, integrated payment channel. Make sure that you now have a proper channel how people can pay for your business at a click, right? Then when you are now a very large business, you're no longer small, you are thinking of enterprise solutions that can be able to serve your customer based on the size of your customer. You think about cyber security because um security threats target big businesses. Does not mean it does not target small ones, but they go more for big businesses. So as your business is expanding, you should be thinking about putting in security measures for your businesses to avoid cyber crime. You know, and you now will be looking for customized business solutions. So you are no longer leveraging on open source platforms or open source tools. You begin to think about to customize your own tools. That will give you the opportunity to put in whatever you want into your business and automate and how you want to use it. So my last prompt says that you should know the digital characteristics currently available in your business and the ones that are not available. Write down the strategies to sustain the available ones and the steps to implement the ones that are not. So maybe this is not what you can do now, because this one will help you to think, look into your business and be able to identify what you already have and what you need to do, right? Based on where your business size is at the point. So I hope I've been able to, teach you one or two things this evening, as I'll be handing over to my colleague Anu to take us on the next part of the training. And please just on the chat, drop your questions. If you have questions for me, maybe at the end of the class, we can take those questions. Thank you so much. And
Thank you
over
so
to
much,
you.
Chimaoge. Thank you so much. That was a completely amazing session. and we are going to be bringing up Anu straight up. So I'm sure that you must have learned a lot in Chimaoge's session. Yeah, they're saying thank you, Ma. Really appreciate your efforts. Your teaching was kisses. All right, so we're going to go straight into the next one. But before then, let me also introduce our very seasoned speaker. So Anu Oyeniro is a business and digital innovation leader with over a decade of experience driving strategic growth, large-scale programs, and cross-sector partnerships across Africa. As business lead at Data Science Nigeria, he leads enterprise strategy, high impact collaborations, and the commercialization of AI solutions, advancing Africa's AI talent development and social impact agenda. He has delivered flagship initiatives with global organizations including Microsoft, TikTok, MasterCard Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, Meta, Follow Minder, and the Tony Blair Institute, spanning skills development, online safety, digital health, AI policy, and data driven social impact. Anu is a frequent speaker at leading global and regional platforms, including Big 2024 Paris, GTEx Africa, the Microsoft AI for Good Summit, and HiDice Bank of Industry. With an MBA and a certified Scrum Master credential, he combines business strategy, agile delivery, and policy insights to advance Africa's digital and AI driven solution. Let us give a round of applause to Anu, as Anu is going to be taking us for the next few minutes, on AI solutions and gaining information as MSMEs. All right, so I know over to you now. Thank you very much.
So good
Yeah, that
afternoon, everyone. Thank you to Iano and team for putting this together. So special thanks to my colleague also, Chimaoge. So because of our time, I'm going to be moving very fast. So it's just a build up on what we've spoken about. I mean, I've taken our time to really read through our comments. I can see a lot of engaging comments whilst Chimaoge was presenting. I'm sure you've heard a lot about what we need to do, how we need to do, what do I need to do if I'm just transitioning, if I'm in traditional, if I'm just digital ready. So I'm just going to be talking to you about few frameworks that you can use that can help you. I mean, the essence of this session is for us to be able to align and get to a point where we're able to take outcomes where we're sure that we'll take our business from small to medium and from medium to advanced. Every one of us wants to get to enterprise level. That's the outcome. So as a business person, I'll just be sharing a few things that we need to do that would help us. And it will be like a recap of what Chimaoge has spoken to. So if you're not going to probably remember anything aside the few things that Chimaoge had spoken to, please kindly remember this framework. It is called AIM framework. So AIM growth framework. So in anything you want to see, it's called AIM growth framework. And what it means in short term means assess, integrate, and multiply. So, as a business person that is looking to grow, and this framework actually works for even the big companies of the world, the MTNs of this world, the Microsoft of this world, the Google of this world. I mean, it works for them. At every point in time, they do this. So they assess the situation, they integrate whatever they feel as solution, and they multiply quickly. So that's one framework that you need to be aware of. So, without taking our time, I'm going to probably just move quickly to explain what each and every of these means. So the tip for you to take note of is that you need to think small, test quickly, and scale what works. Now, the A, as part of AIM, like I said, serves as assess. So for you to be able to assess your business, what do you do? We've also given that another framework called HIT scan, EAT. So it's called EAT. What does it mean? The first is you need to highlight all bottlenecks. What are the issues that I have in my businesses? Is it operational issue? Is it financial issue? You need to be able to document in detailed terms. I mean, as Chimal had rightly said, you need to be able to document. You need to understand what are the bottlenecks that I have, what are the problems that I can see with my business that I would document as issues. Then the next thing you need to inspect those readiness. So it's one thing for you to know that you have operational issue. It's another thing for you to be sure that you are ready. So if you are not ready to take on what you would need to be able to solve the problem. It would be a failure from the get-go for you to even start. Now, let's use an example. Do I have enough process or infrastructure to feed the process? So from the point of it, I mean from the point of age, highlighting the bottlenecks, let's say the first issues you're having as regards operation is your process. Oh, there are repetitive tasks that I get to do. For instance, I'll use an educator. Say, for instance, you run a school or you have a you have a small tutorial center. And what you do repeatedly is you mark questions, you mark answers, you mark assignments. That's a repetitive task. And now, if you want to go into high, which is inspecting the readiness, you need to understand, do you have the process for you to be able to manage this infrastructure or the process that would help you solve the bottleneck? You need to understand that. So would it require that you need to access an open-end tool? Would it require that you need to access an infrastructure that would help you to manage the repetitive tasks? So you need to be aware of that. The last on that part is T, which is called testing the potential impact. So now you need to look at it at every point in time whilst assessing to be sure that if you run this traditional task or issue in a digital format, will it be able to save you time? Will it be able to save you costs? Or what do you expect? So you need to be able to access that part. That's what is called test the potential impact. Will it increase your business? Will it help you turn your work around? So you need to understand that whilst assessing. These are the assessment under the part of assess. Then the second point is integrate. Now, integrating, how do you integrate? The code here under integrate is called pace scan. Remember that what we said for assess is it scan. So the second point under integrate is it scan, is pace scan rather. Now, that's an acronym for pilot. You need to pilot small. I mean, for everything that is being done, even the biggest solutions or the biggest product you see out there, there's something called iteration. So the pilot, anything you want to do to be sure that you fail. I mean, take time to try out what you want to try. You fail, then you can correct all your failures before you get to move to the next point. Now, the second point is automate the repetitive. So now, the guiding question under here will be what manuals or steps can be replaced with a digital workflow. For instance, I come to work every day. I write in my business. They write their notes. Everybody takes time to just write their names as soon as they are coming in as an attendant. Do I want to deploy a Microsoft form in form of a QR code that can be shared on the company's group where everybody scan? I mean, they come in, they scan what they are doing. That has saved the point of you getting to document what you are doing, and it also saves your data. Now, connect across systems. Now, what new tool or how would the new tool that you want to deploy, how would it connect to the existing tools or platform? It will be a total dismay or it will be a total issue if you are bringing in a process or a solution or a tool that is going to distort your entire workflow. For instance, you don't even collect attendance before. You don't know how you want to use the simple framework around getting to track how people work, right? It will be difficult for you to introduce tools that will be totally different from what you're trying to do. Now, the last part is educating the team. Under integration, it is nice for you to introduce tool. You need to understand this tool that I'm introducing, how would my staff react to it? How would my process react to it? How would my business entirely react to it if I'm introducing this? So this is part of your integration that you need to do. So how will we train staff to be able to use the digital system effectively so that business can continually run and you can optimize what you're doing? The essence of business, the essence of technology, as Chimaoge has rightly said, is to help us optimize, save costs, and even do what we are doing better. So anything that will make you go less of all of this, it's not the best to go. Now, because of our time, I'll move to multiply, which is the last on the AIM growth framework. Multiply for this is called scale scan. Remember the first point, assess is what? It scan. The under integrate is what? Pace scan. And under multiply is what? Is scale scan. Please just take note of that at every point in time. Now, under scale scan, what it says to you is you need to systemize what works. Of all these things I've tried out under my pilot, which of them worked? And that's the part where I said when you are piloting, you've checked, oh, this worked, this is not this one did not work. You drop the one that did not work, then you pick on the one that worked so that you can systemize it. It becomes something that runs automatically. So which digitally skilled processes are producing consistent results? Do we think that the QR code that we're using Has it changed the process of misplaced maybe document for attendance? Has it changed the point around the fact that we are unable to track when people come? So you need to look at it from that angle. Now, compound insight, how can digital feed other digital driven decisions? So if we have sorted the part of attendance, can we then now moving into visualizing that so that it's easier? Now, what it does is when you're looking for maybe additional funding, it's easier for you to present that. How can that help you to, feed other digital driven decisions? So that's another point that you can explore there. Now, under A, which is adapt to feedback, it speaks to what adjustment do we need to make based on feedback. When you have done the pilot, you've started running it. Of course, people are going to be giving feedback. That feedback, what are the feedback that you need to adapt to be able to get something that is much more better? Now, the next point there is leverage for new opportunities. Now, whilst we are using the QR code for us to be able to generate attendance now, for us to be able to track how people performance, for us to perform rather, for us to be able to see how we get to come to work early. Now, leveraging new opportunities will now be that what other product or what other framework are available that we can plug this data into that it gives us something as open as possible. For instance, there's Power BI that can show you a dashboard of how people are performing. It can give you trends of how you've been running as a business. So that's how you can leverage new opportunities through an existing work that you've been doing. Now, the last part here is E, which means expand across departments. So let's say, for instance, you started that, the part of wanting to plug that in for maybe the HR team. Do you now want to extend it to maybe the procurement team? Do you want to extend it off the procurement team to the finance team? Do you want to extend it to the developers team? So it works across board like that. You need to follow this framework. So if it's going to be in terms of trying to capture everything, the AIM growth framework says what? Assess, integrate, and multiply. Assess what you want to do first to be sure that you document everything you need around. Do you have the necessary support for you to be able to go digital? Do you have necessary infrastructure that will support your digitalization? Then integrate, then start small. This is when you pick up pilots. Do it gently, little by little before you go. Be sure to pick what works and what didn't work. And as soon as you're able to establish what works, then you can multiply. So this, you can run it across board in bit. So that speaks to the AIM growth framework. Now, a few things to also talk on before we go is called digital growth drivers. So this is aligned to him. It's still aligned to the framework which I've spoken to. The first is customer acquisition and retention. So when you run, assess, integrate, and multiply, it helps you to be able to expand what you're doing. It helps you to be able to understand things around. Oh, I want to speak to divers of my customer, or I want to speak to divers of my businesses. It gives you opportunity for you to be able to run personalized engagement. For instance, we all know that sometimes ago when we get broadcast messages, it's just for one person. Is blasted across board. But with the advent of AI, you can see now I can set personalized message, and that's why you get to see, oh, dear Anu. You see the point around dear Chimaoge, dear Ianu, dear any other person around that, because of the ability for us to be able to integrate AI into what we do. Now, product development. One thing that we also see is the fact that what is aligned to core digital growth drivers following the AIM framework is that it helps for us to be able to develop products quickly. And then operations, we're able to optimize our operations. And lastly, marketing, we're able for us to do a lot around marketing. Now, in terms of measuring our integration of AI ROI, that's return on investment, these are things that we must be able to track, must be able to access vis-a-vis our traditional usage versus the adoption of AIM or adoption of digital tools, technology as it were. It must be able to save you time saved per task, per process. It must be able to, for you to be able to measure vis-a-vis what you're doing. The second is revenue growth linked to digital enabled and scaled up activities. This must be able to, you must be able to highlight it, must be able to see a clear path around revenue as a result of adoption of AI. Now, the third point is cost reduction versus manual processes. You should see, and digital tools, technology should be able to help reduce costs drastically versus using a manual processes. For instance, you have 5 persons that are working on a particular task. With the advent of AI or digital tools, you should have been able to scale it down to 1 person just managing the process. Now, the fourth point is employee productivity lift. As a result of that, you should be able to now focus more on helping your employee to really get to go further. So I think this should probably be my last slide. Yes. As said, I'm sure Chimaoge also spoke about prompt. So this is like a roadmap prompt, which I'm also going to give to you as a takeout from this session. What do you want to do in the next 90 days? The time to start is now. You have to start like now. And the way we've done it is actually scaled into 90 days using the AIM growth framework. The first is in the next 7 days, can you identify and document three high impact areas and use the framework of it to say, okay, where are my bottlenecks? Where can I check? Do I have infrastructure to support? Can I test this possibility? That's in the next 7 days. The second point is in the next 30 days, what can I integrate? How can I start? Which one can I pilot? Which one can I scale on? Which can I try? Which process is the most important for me to be able to introduce digital to? And lastly, 90 days, the last 90 days, can you now expand into two more functions aside the very first one that you have piloted? You know, you're piloting for the first 30 days, then in the next 90 days, you've seen it work, you've corrected, you've tried all you want to try, then you then now move on into expanding to additional unit or department or any other areas of your business. So thank you very much for listening. I'll just take my slide down, then we'll move into questions. So I'll be readily available to take questions as well as my colleague Chimaoge, who is now up. I think we have 30 minutes for question, right, Ian, if I'm correct?
Oh, we have 15 minutes actually.
Awesome. Yeah, we can work with that. So I think
Yeah.
let's just put out the questions. So Chimaoge is up. I'm also available.
Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you, Chimaoge. It's been an amazing, amazing session, right? And we are so super, super grateful. Let me first share the things that stood out for me before the participants start to share their own. I'm sure that how do we avoid being vulnerable? Is that a question for is it for Anu or for Chimaoge? I just saw it flash by now. It was saying that um how do we avoid being vulnerable? But before then, let me share what's the things that stood out for me. You were telling us about digital skills that MSMEs need, and you told us about core digital skills. Um you told us about the using digital literacy, basic digital literacy, using smartphones, data interpretation, online communication, and the rest of it. You also told us about practical tools, and that was when you were asking them about the tools that they currently use, right? Where they were mentioning Zapier, they were mentioning Gemini, ChatGPT, Canva AI, and the rest of them. They learned all of that in class. So they're so happy to quickly put it up for you that we know these things, right? So I'm just going to go through the comment section now. Someone said you're a good teacher. Once problem is identified, solution is always easier to find. So people are dropping the things that very interesting lecture, right? I'm so happy for this evening session. It's so imparting, right? Measuring the comments move really, really, really fast. Okay, so someone just said something about how can you use algorithm to help boost your business's digital presence consistently.
Yeah, hello.
Who will be the-
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
So, yeah. So, what is, let me start with, I hope we understand, maybe in the terms of social media, we understand what is algorithm. So, algorithm is like like our social platform is a digital tool developed, using codes. So how can you use algorithm to boost your consistency online? So algorithm is like when you are training a model with data. So let me talk about AI and how AI works. AI works with, how AI works is that AI is trained with data. As you are providing AI more data, it is learning more and is becoming better. And that is the approach that is applied to algorithm when it comes to social media. Algorithm is reading your engagement. Algorithm is reading your presence. Algorithm is reading your consistency. Algorithm is reading your dedication. Let me put it that way. So the more consistent you are on social media, the more you are putting out things, the more you are engaging. And that's why you see people are asking for followership. People are saying engage on my post. People want people to like their post. People want people to engage on their activity. And that's because the more you are getting those engagements, the more the data is learning about your business, the more it's training the model on your business data, and the more the platform is pushing your visibility. So, algorithm is essentially trying to track your involvement on social media. So, and the best way you can use it to, except for, paying for ads help, right? Because when you actually pay for ads, the ads, I'm talking about, platform like the Instagram, the Facebooks, even Google Business, all these platforms use ads to work. So when you have a paid ad, that paid ad helps to boost you more. But then if, let's say, you don't have money to pay for ads, but you want that visibility, all you need to do is making sure that your business is seen, so that the algorithm is learning about your business and you are recognizable, so it's able to recognize you. And to the best of my knowledge, the way this works on social media space is based on engagement and consistency, right? So it's just like the way a normal AI solution works, in which you give it more data. As it's collecting more data, it's learning more things, and as it's learning more things, it's improving itself. That is the way it's applied to all this social media. Your visibility, your presence, your like, your so what does this happen? Once you have a social media page, maybe you don't even have that following to that level. Make sure you get your friends and your family to please be giving you that engagement that you need, so that the algorithm is learning about your business and is putting you out there. So, and the more it's seeing you, the more people are following you, the more people are liking your business, the more it's learning about you. I don't know if that answers that question. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yes,
Iyanu, you are
yes,
speaking. I don't think we can hear you. Yes.
yes. I am. Yes. I'm here. I'm here now. I'm here now.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And we have another question on the screen. I think that will be for Anu, because it was during his session that he mentioned this
Yeah,
particular
yeah,
first 7 days, 30 days,
yeah.
and 90 days. Yes. Thank you very
Okay,
much
thank you
for.
very much, Ismail. I think I'm correct. So thank you for that question. So assessing business impact, or for you to make use of AIM frameworks, growth framework, is dependent on how you want to go about it. For instance, you asked, um, so, which is the best? Is it to focus on the most time consuming, most error prone, or those that directly affect customers? It's applicable to the three points that you've raised. However, prioritization is dependent on the business owner. You as a person, which part of the business or which part of your current business do you think is most time consuming? Now, time consuming means that, does it impact on your productivity? Does it impact on your revenue, or does it impact on your delivery? So you need to look at it from that angle. If it impacts on your productivity, it means that it also impacts in a way on your revenue. That means if you're able to manage this, would it increase your revenue by reducing how much of inputs that you put in? So if that is it, we all know that time they call is money, right? So that means it's important in terms of prioritization. Now, is it most error prone? So now, if you see that error prone is a major issue that you have around timing or no timing, there's really no problem. You're very good with that. It only bothers on the quality of your work, right? That also is very important. That means you must prioritize that over time consuming. If time consuming is not rated higher compared to what you're doing, if error is the point, you just want to get the best quality of work, right? Then that means you need to prioritize implementing the AIM growth framework immediately. As you know, for the EAT scan, which is like the kickoff of that very framework, it starts from what? Assessing bottlenecks. So which means there are going to be a lot of bottlenecks that you see, only that you need to prioritize which one is going to immediately turn around what you're doing or turn around the outcome of the business. And lastly, he said customers. Customers, I believe, will be external facing now. So for external facing, this would be that internally you've been able to sort everything around issues using the AIM growth framework. But in the case that you still have some internal issues that you need to solve, I'm sure externally that can come in terms of a phased model approach. So phased model approach will say to you that you need to start bit by bit, picking up from the very first. Is it the most time consuming task that is impacting on your revenue and income that you need to work on, or the most error prone? I mean, a lot of your issues that you've been having are majorly bound around the quality of your work, the outcome of your work. You always have issues around what you get to share, right? So that means you need to prioritize that ahead of time consuming. Or if you're saying that your customers are now the major issue, so you see customers now not complain about even the quality of your product, or they are not talking about how long you drop. The concern is the fact that probably there are not sufficient persons to be able to attend to them in terms of customer service person or what have you. Then you can then now prioritize them much more than those internal processes. Note that what we have spoken to today is in two phases. There's the internal part and the external. The internal part is how to optimize, make use of technology and AI to better your business and yourself as a business owner. And also, we are also saying that aside that, you can also use AI to improve how you get uptake in terms of what you sell, what you produce, or what you use.
All right. Thank you, Anu. Thank you. That was completely really good. Thank you so much. So let me see if there are more comments. Let me see if this okay. Can you see this? Anu, can you see this? Chimaoge, can you
Yes,
see
I can
this?
see this. You're
In
saying
the
that, okay, I think that's for
sharing.
Chimaoge. So the person
Oh, okay,
said
for
question for
Chimaoge.
Madam Chimaoge.
Okay, please, Madam Chimaoge, please take the question.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so it says beyond social media, what practical and affordable digital tools should enterprise start using today to improve decision making and grow faster? Yes, there are aside the social media, there are some customer marketing and sales insight tools that you can start using. I talked about them on my slide. There is I'm going to talk about two. There is HubSpot. So what does HubSpot do for you? HubSpot helps you to from hotspot you can get contacts of customers, right? Depending on the business that you are doing. Maybe you are not on social media, but you want to know, you want to get some market insights. You can start using hotspot to do that. Another one is a tool called Seamless. Seamless is another tool for marketing and customer insights, which you can tap into to also get customer insight. Now, let's say you don't want social media. And what I mean by beyond social media, you are not interested in social media. E-commerce is another, I believe e-commerce platforms are free, right? E-commerce platform is another place. So you don't have Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok and that likes. Make sure that you have a platform where people can see you. So that's number as a business, you need to be on a platform where people need to see you. So you don't want to do Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, find e-commerce. In Nigeria, the most popular one, you think about Gigi, you think about Jumia. And these, they don't cost anything for you to register and start, advertising your businesses in there. So these are e-commerce platforms to even Google Business. So I think to me, I rate Google Business very high because because I see most of my vendors from there. That is why I'm always talking about Google Business. But then there are other tools like tools that will give you insights. I've mentioned hotspots. I've mentioned seamless. So check out these two tools and how you can use it to, get more insight about your business, know what is trending, know maybe where contacts, your contacts, or you can get contacts, know market insight from this kind of tools. I think I've been able to, yeah, to the best of my knowledge, these are at least things you can start with as a beginner that won't even cost you anything to use them. Go to e-commerce platform, make sure you're an e-commerce platform for visibility. If you are just in your house and you are posting on your WhatsApp status, I don't know how many people are in your WhatsApp contacts that will see that your business. So you need to be in an e-commerce platform if you don't want to be on social media. And then you need to find tools where you can use and get market insights, and that can help you make your decisions. So I hope that answers the question.
Awesome. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, so they're asking if you can share your slide with them. That they will be happy to have your slide if that's okay by you. Yes, they are grateful, nice, lovely, very good. They
Yes.
enjoy the session, and they're also saying back, or they're telling you all the things that they have learned today. Very interesting session, good lecture, and that they love you. So thank you so much, Hanu. Thank you, Chimaoge. We are really grateful that you joined and you were able to join despite your really tight schedule. And the participants are also really grateful. So thank you, and
Thank
see you
you
some other
very much.
time. Yeah, see
Thank
you some.
you. Please stay
Yeah. So
digital.
bye, everybody.
Bye.
We are going to share more information with you
Bye.
online.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
do
Bye.
have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.
You too. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.